Welcome to the Fundamentals of Bagua, a video companion to the book sharing the same name and written by Park Bok-nam and Dan Miller. Although this is an instructional video, its only intent is to provide the viewer with a visual reference for the exercises which are described in detail in the book. Bagua is a complex Chinese internal martial arts system which combines the components of highly evasive footwork, supple coiling, twisting, and turning body movements, powerful palm fists and elbow strikes, and hidden leg kicks and sweeps to provide quick and effective destruction of an opponent during martial combat. While the popular choreographed form movements of Bagua are an integral part of Park Bok-nam's method, he emphasizes that forms are only a small piece of the whole art. Park firmly believes that if a student ever expects to become skilled at Bagua evasive footwork and devastating palm strikes, the form sequences should not be practiced until prerequisite skills are developed fully. Before we begin the instructional portion of this video, we would like to provide the viewer with a brief visual introduction to Park's teaching method, which he acquired from his teacher, Lu Shui-tian. To begin the instructional portion of this video, Sifu Park will demonstrate the fundamental Bagua combat stance. Throughout the remainder of the video, this stance will be referred to as the dragon posture. In this posture, 60% of the weight is on the back leg and 40% is on the front leg. The 60-40 weighted stance facilitates maximum mobility in all directions with the greatest speed. You will notice that the body is bent slightly at the hips, but the spine remains straight. The forward foot tucks in to help protect the center line. The toes of the front foot are roughly in line with the toes of the rear foot. In this posture, the knees and thighs naturally come close together, and thus the groin area is protected. The forward hand is held at nose height, and the eyes look straight ahead using the space between the thumb and index finger as a gun sight. The lower hand is held 3 to 5 inches below the elbow of the upper arm. The shoulders are dropped down in a relaxed position, and the lungs move to the back. The elbows point down, and the arms maintain a roundness. The hips are positioned naturally, the navel facing roughly the same direction as the toes. In this posture, the hands, forearms, knees, and thighs are in a position to easily guard the center line of the body with no wasted movement. Sifu Park will now demonstrate the first of the Bagua footwork maneuvers. All of the basic stepping maneuvers will be demonstrated without the associated arm movements. Later in the video, the arm and foot movements will be demonstrated together. This first stepping technique is called the jump step. First, the front foot steps out, landing heel-toe as in walking. Next, the rear foot follows, traveling the same distance by dragging on the ball of the foot to maintain root. Upon conclusion of the movement, you will notice that Sifu Park's posture is the guard stance without having switched the forward foot. When the front foot steps out and lands, it remains tucked in at a 45-degree angle from the direction of travel. When stepping, the body must move as an integrated piece. A common mistake when jump stepping forward or backward is to let the hips lead the shoulders, causing the body to move in two separate pieces. The entire body must move together. The movement should be smooth and exact. When the step is complete, the front toe is still angled in. The weight distribution is 60% on the back leg and 40% on the front leg, and the spine is straight but slightly inclined forward. When you begin practicing this step, check your posture at the end of each step and make corrections accordingly. Eventually, no corrections should be required. Next, Sifu Park will demonstrate the backwards jump step. The back jump step contains the same mechanics as the front step. However, the back foot, being sprung by the forward leg, moves first and lands toe-heel instead of heel-toe. Sifu Park will now demonstrate the full step maneuver. The full step movement is executed as in walking. The rear foot steps forward to become the front foot. This sounds easy, however, there are a couple of details to consider. Because the front foot is angled in at about 45 degrees in the guard stance, you must pivot the front foot as you step forward with the back foot. The front foot will rotate through a 90-degree angle so that it ends up angled about 45 degrees to the other side. The front foot pivots on the heel for best speed and stability. As you step forward, do not step too high or too wide with the foot. Remember to protect your groin. The stepping foot should not drag the ground. It is brought up off the ground a few inches. Do not allow the body to bob up and down as you step. The head stays at the same level. As in the jump step, move the entire body as one integrated piece. If you need to travel a longer distance in one step than a comfortable step will take you, you can combine the full step with a jump in order to rapidly travel a longer distance. Sifu Park is demonstrating a full step with a jump. Before the stepping foot hits the ground, the back leg springs the step forward, landing a bit further than a normal stride length. As the front heel hits the ground, the back foot is brought up by dragging it along the ground as in the jump step, so that the feet are spaced the same distance apart after the step is executed as they were before stepping. The full stepper with a jump should add a foot or two to your stepping distance. You should not try to extend your stepping distance too far, or you will jeopardize your root, body control, and stability. Like the jump step, the full step and the full step with a jump can be executed moving backwards. Sifu Park is now demonstrating the backwards full step with a jump. The back full step and back full step with a jump contain the same mechanics as the front step. However, the front foot moves to become the back foot and lands toe-heel instead of heel-toe. There is one additional stepping technique which Sifu Park is now demonstrating as a variation of the full step maneuver. This is a full step with a 90-degree turn. In this step, the rear foot is brought up to the position of the forward foot, and then, instead of stepping straight forward as in the full step described previously, it steps out straight to the side 90 degrees. It is important to bring the stepping foot up close to the stationary foot before turning to step out 90 degrees so that the groin will be protected when stepping out. The turning of the upper body is coordinated with the stepping. Now Sifu Park will demonstrate a few of the many 8-direction rooted stepping exercises which combine the steps you have seen demonstrated thus far. The first is a simple turnaround drill. The 180-degree pivot you witness Sifu Park execute at the end of each straight line sequence is a simple in-place turnaround executed from the dragon posture. Standing in a 60-40 posture, Sifu Park will simply pivot on the heels of both feet simultaneously and turn 180 degrees to face the other direction. This maneuver will be referred to as a turnaround. The turnaround exercise requires the practitioner to turn around, immediately jump step forward, jump step back, turn around, jump step forward in the other direction, jump step back, turn around, etc., as Sifu Park is now demonstrating. The next exercise Sifu Park will demonstrate is a stepping exercise to 4 directions, which combines the 90-degree step and the full step back. He will first 90-degree step, then full step back, 90-degree step once again, full step back, 90-degree step once again, full step back. He will continue this sequence, and you'll notice he is forming a cross pattern on the ground and stepping in 4 directions. The next basic stepping pattern Sifu Park will demonstrate is the Y pattern. Starting in the dragon posture, Sifu Park will execute a full step with a jump straight forward. Next, he will execute a stepping maneuver similar to the full step with a 90-degree turn. However, he will only turn 45 degrees with the step. Next, he will jump step straight back. Finally, he will execute a backwards full step again, angling 45 degrees. He will now execute the same sequence, but his 45-degree step will be out to the right. This sequence is repeated over and over so that the practitioner is tracing the line of a Y shape on the ground. The next stepping technique Sifu Park will demonstrate is the pivot step. Assuming the dragon posture with the right foot forward, the 90-degree pivot is executed by simultaneously shifting the weight forward slightly while pushing off the back foot and swinging the body 90 degrees as a door swings on its hinges. The pivot occurs on the ball of the front foot. The movement should be swift and fluid, and the body should move as an integrated unit. The final position should be exactly the same as the starting position. During the transition, the weight is shifted from 60-40 to approximately 50-50. However, when the movement is finished, you are once again in a 60-40 stance. When pivoting back, as Sifu Park is demonstrating now, the back foot will not come off the ground at all. The ball of the foot will drag the ground as the body pivots into position. Now Sifu Park will change direction. Pivoting forward is a bit different than the back pivot in that the pivoting foot will come off the ground slightly while it is in motion. There are a number of ways to practice the pivot step by itself. Any combination of pivoting angles and directions within 360 degrees is suitable to practice, as Sifu Park is now demonstrating. Sifu Park will now demonstrate basic palm mechanics. The first palm maneuver is a changing of the palm from yin to yang. A yin palm, it is one that's facing down. A yang palm is one that is facing up. This change from yin to yang is utilized in conjunction with the jump and pivot steps. In moving from yin to yang palm and vice versa, the motivation comes from turning in the hip socket, and the motion is circular, as Sifu Park demonstrates. The next palm maneuver is called overturning palm or straight fanjiang. The straight fanjiang is simply an introduction to the mechanics of the palm movement executed when the palms change position. To begin the exercise, the arms are held in the guard stance position, but the feet are together. When performing straight fanjiang, the entire body will swivel back and forth around the body's central axis with the changing of the palms. As the palms begin to change to yang palms, the practitioner inhales. As the palms change to yin palms, the practitioner exhales. When practicing the exercise, the practitioner should feel the upper body movement being motivated from the heels and up through the legs and to the upper body. The body swivels back and forth around its central axis as the palms change. The head remains facing front. Work to perform the exercise so that the body's central axis remains stationary. The body does not bob up and down or wobble back and forth. It swivels around its center. The shoulders and back are relaxed, and the palm movement is smooth. Now Sifu Park will quickly run through each of the stepping techniques, demonstrating how the palm movement is coordinated with the stepping. First, the jump step. And the back jump step. Now the full step with a jump. And the back full step with a jump. Now the full step with a 90-degree turn. Now the pivot step. Now Sifu Park will demonstrate a stepping sequence which combines the pivot step and the jump step. Using the jump step as an attack and the pivot step as a defense, Sifu Park executes an attack, defense, attack pattern. Now Sifu Park and a student will execute a jump, pivot, jump, two-man exercise. One partner jumps and the other partner pivots to get out of the way. And then the partner that just pivoted tries to jump and open up the center line of the other partner. The next basic footwork drill that Sifu Park will demonstrate will familiarize the practitioner with the execution of kobu and baibu. This drill will first be demonstrated without the associated arm movements, and then the arm movements will be added. Sifu Park in this drill is simply stepping baibu, kobu, baibu, kobu in a repetitive pattern to become familiar with the kobu baibu stepping, which is prominent in Bagua Zhang. Now Sifu Park will demonstrate the kobu baibu footwork with hand movement. With the baibu, the hand movement Sifu Park is utilizing is the giraffe posture. With kobu, he is assuming the snake posture. The snake and giraffe arm postures are two of many that can be executed with kobu and baibu footwork. This drill familiarizes the student with the kobu baibu footwork coordinated with upper body and palm movements. Now Sifu Park will demonstrate the circle fanzhang exercise. The circle fanzhang exercise will help the practitioner execute the arm movements associated with the change of direction in the circle walk practice. During the exercise, the eyes always look in the direction of the upper palm, and the body should rotate around its central axis. Do not let the body wobble side to side as you twist. The upper palm is always at eye level, so the face is protected. The shoulders and upper torso are relaxed. Do not try to put excessive strength or power into the movements. Concentrate on being fluid and relaxed. Remember, the upper hand does not start to move until the lower hand is up at the wrist-on-wrist position. The circle fanzhang exercise will not only increase flexibility in the hips, spine, and shoulders, but it also serves to train equilibrium, balance, coordination, and the ability to rotate the body from the feet up. During the execution of this exercise, you will inhale as the palms come to the front of the body and exhale as the body twists and the palms are directed towards the rear. Sifu Park will now demonstrate the circle walk practice. To begin the exercise, stand on the line of the circle facing north. Toe in with the inside foot so that you are facing northwest. The arms then come up, move out to the sides, and then come together as Sifu Park is demonstrating. Now he'll execute a baibu, kobu, and then circle fanzhang type arm movement to execute the start of the circle walk. The basic lion step Sifu Park is using is a heel-toe walk as in natural walking and at a natural walking pace. However, the legs are bent more than in a natural walk. Important points which Sifu Park stresses to the beginner are all aimed at allowing the body to feel relaxed and comfortable while maintaining structural alignments. The upper body is exactly like the dragon posture described previously. However, the hips are rotated in towards the center of the circle, about 45 degrees off the path of the circle. The upper palm is facing the center of the circle. The eyes are looking towards the center of the circle through the index finger and the thumb of the upper hand. When walking, the body should not bob up and down, sway side to side, or rock back and forth. The upper body should be motionless. Sifu Park likes to have the student walk around an object, such as a pole or tree, which has a line drawn on it at eye level. This helps maintain focus while walking and gives a point of reference to help maintain a steady upper body position. Sifu Park will now execute a change of direction. This is a simple change of direction where the practitioner will kobu, fanjang, shift on the heel, and step off in the other direction. The number one priority after feeling natural and comfortable in the circle walk practice is to make the body feel light. In order to accomplish this, Sifu Park tells the student to imagine that he or she is walking on thin ice. Additionally, when walking, the practitioner's feet should not make noise when contacting or leaving the ground. Working to make the body feel light will help increase the mobility and speed in all footwork. Sifu Park will now demonstrate how the circle walk practice is closed. The bottom hand moves out to the side. Both palms begin to turn up. The palms then will raise up and come down the body's center line. And then the practitioner will end, relaxing the entire body. Now Sifu Park will demonstrate a few exercises which are designed to train body flexibility and coordination. The first is called Tian Fan Zhang, or sky overturning palm. The exercise is typically practiced after executing a number of repetitions of circle Fan Zhang, and thus Sifu Park will execute one circle Fan Zhang repetition before beginning the Tian Fan Zhang exercise. During the execution of this exercise, you will inhale as the palms go overhead and exhale as the body twists and the palms are directed towards the rear. Tian Fan Zhang works to develop flexibility in the upper back and neck. The next exercise Sifu Park will demonstrate is called Scooping Moon from the Sea Bottom. From the ready posture, Sifu Park will coil the left palm as the body drops down on the right leg. The left palm faces up and travels along the left side of the body. The right leg then pushes and the weight transfers to the left leg as the palm turns over and extends out. The palms now exchange 3 times. Now the right palm coils under the right armpit and the exercise is executed on the other side. At full speed, the exercise will look as Sifu Park is now demonstrating. The scooping moon from sea bottom exercise can also be executed in a high posture, as Sifu Park will now demonstrate. Sifu Park will now demonstrate 3 different palm striking exercises. The first 2 are preliminary to the third and are used to train Bagua's basic palm striking mechanics. The exercise shaking palm, which Sifu Park is now executing, is a basic exercise designed to loosen the upper body and arms and train the practitioner to learn how to generate power by moving around the body's central axis. The left and right palms are thrown alternately. The arms and shoulders are relaxed, and the movement is generated from the rotation of the hips around the body's central axis. As the strike is thrown, there is an audible exhale. The next exercise is utilized to develop what Sifu Park calls the dragon back. This is a segmented whipping of the spine to produce a force at the palm very much like the cracking of a whip produces force at the whip's tip. Both palms are held out in front of the body and do not move on their own accord. They are set in motion entirely by the movement of the back. Rather than trying to explain in detail what Sifu Park is doing, it is probably best to allow the viewer to simply observe. The third palm exercise, referred to as the single palm change exercise, is a combination of the previous 2 exercises and is executed from the guard stance foot position. Sifu Park will now demonstrate the single palm change exercise. As you can see, this exercise combines the dragon back with the rotation of the hips around the body's central axis. Sifu Park will first step out and throw a strike with one palm, execute a fanjiang maneuver, and then execute a strike with the other palm and repeat. This exercise is executed first with one leg forward, and then another set is practiced with the other leg forward. Another palm training exercise, which works the dragon back mechanic, is double palm change exercise, which Sifu Park will now demonstrate. Like the single palm change exercise, this exercise is done one set with one leg forward, and then you switch and perform another set with the opposite leg forward. Sifu Park will now demonstrate how the palm striking mechanics trained in the palm exercises can be combined with the footwork shown earlier in the video. Sifu Park will now demonstrate the basic Qigong Qi circulation exercise. While performing this exercise, the body, shoulders, and arms should be completely relaxed. The movements should be executed using only about 10% muscle strength. Concentration is focused on the hands, and the awareness is tuned into trying to perceive a Qi feeling. At the beginning stage of training, the body movement is not chained to the breathing, and you do not try to use mental visualization to achieve movement of energy in the body or elicit a particular sensation. The purpose of this exercise is to become aware of the Qi feeling in the body. This concludes the instructional portion of our video. This video and its companion book are designed to provide the Bagua student with basic footwork, body movement, and palm striking mechanics, which will serve as a foundation for future study of Bagua. In the future, we will make available intermediate and advanced level instructional material which will build upon the basic principles detailed in this book and video. Additionally, Sifu Park will provide correction and further instruction to students wishing to study with him personally at his school in Richmond, Virginia, his Saturday afternoon class in Towson, Maryland, or any of the numerous seminars he conducts throughout the United States. Anyone wishing to obtain further information regarding published material by Park Nam or a schedule of Sifu Park seminars, please write to Highview Publications, P.O. Box 51967, Pacific Grove, California, 93950. Master Lu Shuitian brought his Bagua method from his native Shandong province in China to Korea and passed it along to his senior disciple Park Boknam. 5 years ago, Sifu Park came to the United States with the desire to further propagate his teacher's art in this country. At present, there are 4 of Sifu Park's students who are authorized by Sifu Park to teach the material contained in this video. Glenn Wright, standing on Sifu Park's left side, began his study under Sifu Park 14 years ago in Korea. He currently resides in Tacoma, Washington. Glenn Moore, to Sifu Park's right, is the senior instructor at Sifu Park's main school in Richmond, Virginia. Greg Hatza, standing to Sifu Park's far left, is the senior student at Sifu Park's Saturday class in Towson, Maryland. Dan Miller, standing to Sifu Park's far right, currently resides in Pacific Grove, California, and assists with Sifu Park's seminars in California.